Hello and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. And today we are going to be taking a look at this, the Beechcraft Baron 58 Double Trouble HD Flight Model version 1.1.1. I'm going to show you how to install this, and then we're going to be taking it out for a spin in X-Plane. Of course, going to see what it's like, how it changes the default Baron, and we're going to see the differences basically and how good this actually is. So I'll show you how to install it, like I said, and you can see right now, even in this introduction, that it has a lot of improvements on the airfoil, the actual angle of the dihedral wing, the dimensions of the stabilizers, the control surfaces, adjusted the fuselage shape, the cross section, added in this one I actually quite like. Where is it? I'm trying to look for it now. There's one specifically that I like. Here we go. Smaller wing segments to improve the accuracy of prop wash forces. I like that because it's going to help actually keep this aircraft more realistically in the air. I can already tell by looking at this what it's going to do. I can tell what difference it's going to make, but of course, what I need to do is show you guys. So make sure you stay tuned for the next, I'd say about half an hour. We'll do this video for about half hour, or maybe just over half an hour for that. Okay, so once you've downloaded the aircraft off the website, the link will be in the description box below. Make sure you actually have signed up to it. All you need to do is actually unzip the aircraft. There you go, you can see that. I have another version that I'm having a look at, which is different. I'll show you that in another video, but this one is the one we're looking at today. And this is the Double Trouble, so you can see we can just unzip that, and you can see that that folder actually opens up like this. So all we need to do is copy or move this folder into that aircraft folder in your root X-Plane directory. So you can see that, I've got the Just Flight products there, I've got the Robin there, and of course we've got the rest of the Laminar Research ones, which includes the Baron 58 right there. So all we need to do is right here, move that over. And that is installed. You can see that it is a 47 meg download, but I think when I unzipped it, it was 90 something meg. In fact, let's just go unzip it again so you guys can see it. I didn't even see what that was, but let's find out. There you go, 95 meg. There we go, so I wasn't too far off at all. So now, all we've got to do is go into X-Plane 11 and see exactly what it's like. So, once you're in, you're going to see that you now have two Beechcraft Baron 58. So you can see that Beechcraft Baron 58 there, that Beechcraft Baron 58 there. The one you're looking for is this one here. And if you're not sure which one it is, if you press Customize, it tells you what the file path is right there. So for this one, you can see when you press Customize, there you go, file path, Double Trouble. So that's the one we want, and of course it does come with two liveries. Today I am going to go for the grey and blue livery because why not? Why not? And where should we fly? Let's see, let's find a nice place to fly out of and test this. I'm just trying to figure out a decent place that we could actually fly. You know what? Edinburgh's kind of a nice place. That's where we were in the last video, and it's an easy place to fly around and see. So let's go for something around that kind of day. Scattered clouds. 6 in the morning. Yeah, that looks kind of okay. That looks kind of okay. Okay, so we're going to do this without the engines running. Now, I'm not going to show you. In fact, should I do it with the engines running? Realistically, it's all about flying it, so we're going to start with the engines running. So here we go. Okay, so here we are in the aircraft now. So I'm going to assume everything is ready to go. That's what I'm going to assume. So my propellers are full forward. My mixture is full rich. That seems to be running okay. Everything else seems to look okay right here for me. I'm not going to be using anything too fancy at the moment. You can see that nothing has really changed inside. Everything looks fairly well, pretty much the same really. So, and it seems to have loaded in an old flight plan that I had a few episodes ago, but everything else seems to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the flaps. Now, exterior sounds a little bit quiet. The one thing I always said about this particular aircraft was that it felt sluggish. I always said it felt sluggish. Also, I think that this is just way too low. I've always found that this is a little bit too low. So there we go. Okay, and I also have head tracking, so let's see if the head tracking works today. Okay, well, I seem to be able to sort of look outside. I have to be a little bit careful about it. But okay, that seems to work. So let's just make sure everything is good. Let's make an assumption that everything is good. So we'll just switch on the pitot heat. That seems fine. That seems fine. We'll put the mixture up to full rich again. We'll ensure that all these lights are on. Let me just check them outside. Oh, come on, that's the one. Strobe lights are on, landing lights on, taxi lights on, beacon lights on. We are good to go. Okay, we're not going to really worry too much about the heading hold, although I guess I should probably set it up. And currently we'll set it up to be... well, what direction are we facing right now? 1, 2, 0. Yep. So it's 12. So I'll have it set for. Let's set it for 030. That sounds good. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's see what this aircraft is like to fly now. If you haven't watched my old videos, my previous videos about this, you'll know that, or you won't know that I found this a little bit sluggish when I was flying last time. It seemed too stable, but it also just seemed a little bit sluggish. And the ground, I didn't like the friction on the ground. The brakes felt a bit odd. So we're going to see exactly what it's like in this one. Okay, movement's a lot better. Positive rate. Gear up. Trim it down a bit. Flaps in. Ooh, this is a very different aircraft to fly now. I have to admit, this is an incredibly different aircraft to fly. And you know what? It's very nice. This has made this aircraft feel... well, the one thing I complained about was the aircraft never felt alive. This feels alive. I mean, everything about this aircraft, the fine movements that are now required on it to keep it going. This is very nice. I'm just constantly looking around. Alright, let's switch off the head tracking a moment. Let's stabilize ourselves at 1,500 feet as we've been doing for a while. And let's bring that power back. Let's bring those back. So bring the props back to about 2,200. Bring the mixture back just a tad. I'm just watching the temperature and everything, and it all seems to be pretty nicely done. And this aircraft is, again, I'm hand flying it. I am hand flying, so there's no autopilot working on this currently, and I don't intend to try the autopilot. I want to try hand flying this aircraft. It just feels so much smoother. In the last one, when I was flying it, one of the things I don't know whether I commented on it, but I think I must have when I was trying it out, is I said that the aircraft, when I was turning it, so for example, when I was going like this and going like this, it felt very sudden. It felt very stable and also a lot more like a military fighter. Or at least that's how I felt it. That's how I saw it. Can I put in the prop sync now? No, I have to switch it on. That was already synchronized. I don't know what the fuel boost pump will do. It's supposed to be during takeoff, but you know. Can I switch these on? I can't remember how to switch these on. Probably that way. Probably can't see it in the daytime, that's what it is. Okay. So the aircraft does feel much better. And again, I am hand flying this. It feels so much better. And if I go outside, you can see that it's flying very, very stable. You can just see that flight characteristics of it, or those flight characteristics. Thoroughly impressed. Let's fly over towards... Oh, where should we fly over towards? I'll tell you what, let's loop over. I know where we'll loop over. I'm going to actually... No, I'm not going to go into the autopilot at all in this one. I'm actually going to try and fly it myself once again with the head tracking on. That feels very, very good. It's a little bit, I will say that it's maybe a little bit too sensitive on the ailerons, just a bit. As we just descend again to come back down towards 2,000 feet. But aside from that, it's a joy to fly. Well done to the person who made this, whose name I've clearly forgotten, because I really should be looking at this. My head tracking is doing really strange things, but well done, because this is really, really good. And don't forget, guys, it's free. This is really good, and it's free. I mean, can you complain? That's not the button I wanted to press. That's the button I wanted to press. I don't think there's a complaint to be made on this. Really, for the fact that it's free, there really isn't a complaint to be made. It's smooth, it's well done, it works. Everything looks the same as the default X-plane aircraft, apart from the fact that the flight model's different. So clearly it's just the, is it the ACF file that they call it, or whatever, in X-plane? I'm still learning X-plane's different file structures and how the files work, but I think that's what it is. Again, turning it is really smooth. It does like to climb, I will say that. It does really like to climb. And once it's in a turn, it does continue. It does want to continue turning too. Yep, nothing. The sounds. I just want to check the sounds outside. And you can just see those little stutters, by the way, are just me taking screenshots. Yeah, you can really feel how this has changed. And it's remarkably good. Let's slow this aircraft down just a smidge. We're doing about 165 knots. What I'd like to do is slow us down, fly towards that island there. Let's go out that way, over Edinburgh. So that's Holyrood Park there. I mean, I've mentioned this before, but that's Holyrood Park there. Then you've got the castle, which is sort of in the centre of your screen now. Lovely areas to drive in and walk in, and there's a golf course somewhere around here too that I can't see. In fact, it's probably just that one there where the water is. I am descending, that's why I'm reducing the power here. And we're going to line up for a landing on runway... what are we going to land on? Runway 24? Why would we be landing runway 24 though? That's essentially the opposite of where we'd want to be landing. Oh no, it's not. It's just on a completely... It's on the cross runway. Where we took off from 12. It's fine. It's fine. We're not doing that properly. Okay, let's stabilize ourselves at this height. So you can see the trim is very easy as well on this aircraft. But it feels more... It's not stable. I will say that. This aircraft is not as stable as the default X-Plane aircraft makes it out to be. This aircraft requires work, but it's very nice to fly. Very, very nice. So well done. Well done to the developer. I think it's just one person actually, but well done to the developer of this aircraft. This is a job well done. Alright, let's swing out and then we're going to swing back in. So I'll start slowing us down now. Again, these are not proper procedures, obviously. These are definitely not proper procedures. This is just me trying things out, seeing what it's like, and just getting a feel for the aircraft, the different aircraft that we get to enjoy. So what I'm going to try now is if I just reset my view, lift that up slightly, I am going to try a very steep turn without reducing my rate of descent too much. So if we get ourselves into an interesting rate of descent, that's decent enough, and then go in for a very steep turn. That's a 30-degree turn. That definitely feels realistic. You can feel it drop off as you're going across. You can definitely feel that drop off. There it goes again. That's superbly done. That's very well done. Okay, let's get this aircraft landed. Right, we're fairly low, but again, I've done that on purpose. Let's get ourselves lined up on the runway. Just going to see if I can see the runway properly. There it is. Thought so. Right, and then we're going to go gear out, flaps. Whoa, don't climb, don't climb, don't climb. Okay, so that's very interesting. The flaps really do balloon the aircraft, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see too. But we can definitely maintain a speed. So it's different. It's very different to the default one, but I will say that for freeware, this is very, very well made. Let's actually have some head tracking whilst landing. Why not? The extra drag feels good. How's this running? Is it running too hot or not? I was going to play around with cowl flaps because apparently the drag's been improved on that as well. But I don't think I need to. Now my head tracking is not working brilliantly. I feel like switching it off. As much as I like head tracking, it's a pain to use. It really is a pain to use when you've got head tracking that runs off visible light. Okay. So if I go to another stage of flaps, if I start reducing power again, go to another stage of flaps, this should balloon the aircraft again. Immediately does. Awesome. That's superbly done. That's something you didn't feel in the default one at all. Okay, I'm going to switch off head tracking because it's just being a nightmare. Being an absolute nightmare. And I want to land this aircraft, not crash this aircraft. Again, look at that. I just want to explain the smooth movements that I can do with this aircraft. Dutch roll it a bit. almost into a stall right there. In fact, it went into a stall. But again, I'm just playing around with this. There's another Dutch roll. It's impressive, and it's smooth, it's natural. Highly recommended. I definitely highly recommend this. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look at that improved aircraft off camera and see if that's worth using as well, and then copy the ACF file over. I think it's called ACF files, but copy that file over to the upgraded aircraft and see how that works, because I'm sure the upgraded aircraft fixes the visual aspects, I believe, including things being the wrong size. I think the engine nacelles are the wrong size. Okay, so what's this aircraft like to land? Well, I'll tell you something, it's not stable when you bring it down. It feels more like a light aircraft. Oh, and when you actually hit the ground, did you see that? I don't know whether you guys saw that, but the wheel that touched down first tried to pull the aircraft through. Oh, that was surely that didn't apply the parking brake. No? Yes, it did. It applied the parking brake a little bit for some reason. I've had that problem before. But anyway, that's really impressive. I mean, let's try this. Maximum power. What happens? Okay. Back down. There's a realistic ground friction. That's something that I always complain about, or I have so far, about X-Plane default aircraft. That's realistic ground friction right there. That's impressive. Okay, so this is highly recommended from me. Again, installation, super easy, and if you want it, download link is in the description box below. That's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on X-Plane 11. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. Would really help me out. Also, you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ecgadget, and on social media, that is Twitter and Instagram at ecgadgetlp. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in X-Plane 11.